The Lord says to wait on him, but it's just taken too long for her to change.
The crack epidemic, it started in the 80s. It took my people back 400 years to slavery. They forgot about the fight to be free. They discarded the words of Malcolm X and UBD. Mentally imprisoned in their own captivity. White rock replaced slave masters. Black drug dealers replaced black pastors. Instead of fighting for their life, they found a way to die faster.
I still want her to change. I want her to be what the Lord wanted her to be in the beginning. But I guess I need more faith and more prayer that she will change, that she will overcome whatever she's going through.
That wasn't my goal in life. My goal in life was to actually be a nurse, and that never happened. You know, I got a certain degree of education, and that was it.
My daughter was without her brothers, and she just started going out all the time.
But it was a lot of drugs and drinking. So I guess I lost myself in the clubs, basically.
I've heard and everything that people were on dope. I've always heard it on television.
I experimented with cocaine. I had my own apartment at the time, and I was doing good, had my own car. And my first experience with it, I lost my car, my apartment, my job. My very first experience.
She had a lot of knowledge. She used to help her friends, but then something else happened with her. She changed. She changed a lot.
I know sometimes my grandmother feels the defeat because her baby girl became weak to the streets. And she even once told me my mother was the first female she'd ever seen on crack. Imagine that.
I knew about boys doing that, but I didn't know a girl would do that. And when I found out, I was just sick to my heart, because I didn't know that could happen.
She'd always swore she'd never be a victim, but she picked him and he kicked her. And there were no limits to the pain she'd endure. Dope sick love with no cure. She figured what don't kill her could only make her stronger. Thinking to herself, what if he choked a little longer?
I would see her come in raped and beaten, and I would cry and I would be so sad. Like, why would somebody do this to her?
Always being with a boyfriend that beat her up. Come home and I'd have to take her to the hospital. I'd put the two children in the car.
Going from hospital to find her, going through alleys.
We'd be looking for her continually.
Michael's dad used to beat me up all the time. He moved in with us, and I guess my mother at one point realized that he was beating me up and kicked him out. He kicked me in my stomach at 9 months pregnant.
It's always been like that. I've always been in the hospital with her.
I guess every man that I've ever been with has always put hands on me. And we've always had to fight. I never just sat there and got beat up. I've always had to fight.
The last time that she went to the hospital, it was It was more terrible than ever.
The gasoline meets the flame, and you can't even remember your name. Last name Doe, first name Jane. Burn unit, hospital bed, you strapped to it, going insane. But you chose him, so who's to blame?
Being set on fire was an experience right there. The dreams that I had while I was on fire, I seen everybody that I ever knew in my life. I ended up in that hospital is because I was doing drugs. And it was a wake-up call for me.
And as she began to recover, I sat down and I talked to her and I told her, let's change this. From this day forward, let's have a relationship. Let's do something different. She said, yeah, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna get a job. I'm gonna help. I'm gonna do it. You're gonna be proud of me.
I want to find a job. I want to do this and that, but I know it's the devil holding me back.
I let her try and try again, and she comes in and then she goes again. And it disappoints me a lot.
Now, God gave her life back when she could have died. She could have been burned to death, and God did not allow that. And instead of her taking this for a sign that she needs to love her life and love herself, she just went back in the streets.
My mother did the best that she could. It's sometimes, you know, women that are strong, they don't get along with each other.
A relationship is being like,
I can hear you. Wait a minute.
I can describe it, not like a mother and daughter.
Because I'm stubborn, mean-headed, I didn't want to listen to anything my mother said.
I drank a lot. The fact is that I used to work at bars, clubs. I think I drank till the 70s.
I started working in clubs. I worked at the Jet Set, Pierre's, McCovey's, different places. And the lifestyle there is just something that was fun at the time. So me and my mom don't get along. And I hope she realizes that I do love her. And I take out things on her because I'm hurt inside.
She is royalty as she reigns her throne, weathered from the time second-hand clothes torn, and through her I am born. The seed of her seed, the growth of her nurturing, her blood I will bleed.
My mom and dad were Herman and Carmelita Garcia. We moved to Colorado in 1946 to work in the fields, and I worked right along with my brothers for the family income. I got married at 14 to a Texan. And we were married for 10 years, and we got divorced. And I brought my children to Denver from Longmont. Both my mom and my dad passed away in 1972. We always expected her on Sunday, and when she was gone, I didn't even want to cook anymore because I missed her at the table. And my children helped me, and they grew up and they started to move away. Even if they don't come to see me, I still pray for them. And I got pictures, and I stay on them pictures, and I can see them all. And it don't matter where they're at, I still pray for them.
Without my grandmother, where would I be? She is as vital as the air that I breathe. She is the reason that I have to succeed. And she armed me with God so that I can be all that I can be. I was raised by such a loving, caring, God-fearing woman.
The Lord has always answered my prayers, and I'll always pray, and I'll always love Him. And I have faith in the Lord. And I want all my children to know the Lord.
She doesn't even know how much of a necessity she has been to my life. She doesn't even understand where I would be if I didn't have her strength to keep me going.
We're so close that we almost know what we're thinking. We're so close that she knows what I like. We're so close that I know what she likes. And we discuss everything that we can, and we know everything about each other and our secrets and everything.
I look at her and my brother as my tripod, 3 legs. And if you take one away, you can't hold the camera up. They are my tripod, and my success, I guess, with the camera.
I had to end up on ADC, help for my family. We moved around in Denver. We lived in the projects until finally we bought a home in Park Hill.
2655 Elm was very nice for me. We've had all kinds of fun on Elm Street.
By the time I was born, many generations have been through that house. That house was kind of like what kept our family together, what kept us all like sane.
There's where we lived for 32 years, and that's where all my kids got raised.
Anytime anybody was going through anything, needed to get back on their feet, needed somewhere to stay, that's where they'd go. That house wasn't only filled with good times, there was a lot of bad times I experienced there.
She didn't experience a lot of the bad things that ever happened, but she's seen a lot.
I heard gunshots outside of my house. I ran out the front door, and I saw my brother. I heard another shot and he fell. So I ran to him and I told him, "Get up, Mike, get up." And he said, "I can't."
Michael had to be a man, so Michael had to do the things that he did that ended up costing him not walking again.
This was like a time of tragedy, a time when I needed my mom, and I couldn't even count on her for that. So confused as to why a mother would choose a pipe over her own daughter, causing me to be your consequence rather than your blessing, blaming me for all your problems and your stressing, thinking to yourself you won't let me hold you back, making your priorities the streets, the men, the alcohol, and the crack.
Between Jackie and Soki, I never saw anything motherly.
She gave me birth, and I feel like that's where it ended.
One of my things that I always wanted was to have a boy and a girl, which I had. So I was very blessed by that part.
She never wanted to have a relationship with me.
Or where Jackie could run to her when she was hurt. I never saw none of those things.
I did the best with her. You know, she thinks sometimes that I don't care, but I do care.
She doesn't mention Jackie at all. Some friends just lately have said they didn't know Soki had a girl.
She pushed me away to a point that I just kind of gave up on her.
I know she doesn't like me very much.
If I allow her to have that piece of me, to have my heart, then all she'll do is destroy it.
But I'd rather for her to hate me than to be like me, because I don't want to be me.
And if you recover, will you come back the same? Or will you use this opportunity to change? The choice is yours. You have no more kids to raise, but you've been close enough to death to know that you're not promised your days.
I got pregnant at 15 with my son, Michael. Michael was the joy of my life. He was a blessing to me.
She didn't know how to diaper him, or she would get sick diapering him. She was weak in the stomach, and I did it because I said, well, she's young and I can do it. So I started taking care of Michael, and she took care of him for 8 months from when the time that he was born and the time that she got a birthday. And on her birthday, she just left.
Even though she gave me birth, she never had me. And in reality, the only reason I don't claim her is because she stopped claiming me not long after my delivery. She even went to a notary to give my grandmother custody of me and my brother. Never woman enough to be a mother.
So I gave up custody and told my mother, you take care of him until I can get back on my feet.
Then she would just drop in and stay a while and change everything that I have taught him.
My grandmother worked so hard, like so hard to take care of me and my brother and everybody else.
It was easy because of the fact that it's my blood. They're my blood, and I didn't want my blood out there in the street.
Even in bad health, she did it by herself. And even being poor, she never yearned for more, too busy trying to live. She just finished raising 7 kids. Now she's starting all over again with her grandkids.
I'm going to make it work somehow that I know the Lord will help me. I mean, I'm blessed with 2 beautiful children, a loving mother, and a beautiful home.
If she would straighten up, she would become the woman that she's supposed to be so that she could help, and that would relieve a lot of responsibilities from my granddaughter.
Right now, we only make enough income to pay probably 80% of our mortgage, leaving me to pay the balance of that and the rest of the other bills.
Because she's young enough so she can have her freedom and her time to have fun and do things that she wants to do. And I feel that we're just keeping her down on this responsibilities of taking care of us.
And it's not a burden on me because it's what's going to make me successful in life. It's what's going to make me stronger in life.
In the long run, I'm glad Jackie is the way Jackie is, because Jackie is a strong lady.
Wanting to be a filmmaker is beyond my understanding, but she's got good goals, and I'm just praying that the Lord will help on her goals and her dreams.
And I know she's gonna be something and somebody, and she's gonna go far. I know that.
Failure is not an option. So I continue to prevail. I know some people would love to see me derail, but I stay on the road to success, and I won't accept anything less. So if you see me as a threat, I understand.
There was things in my life, of course, we all regret. I regret doing drugs. I've been fighting it as much as possible, but it's hard. So whoever I can ever talk to and say something to you, if they ask you to do drugs, that will be what you would try to say no to. You know, I pray every day. I've been trying to stay away from people that do drugs, but it's hard because everybody I know do drugs. I've been just saying this is just not for me. I know God has a bigger plan for me, and my life's not over yet. So I still have a chance.